I am awarding the Dunce Cap Award, which we have initiated with this episode of Saving America. Welcome. This is Dr. David D. Shine, and the fellow known as Biden on my broadcast, the putrefying pile of dog droppings wrapped in a suit and pretending to be president, has earned the Dunce Cap Award. And the latest week or two has set a new record, a new low in stupidity in the White House. And the only person I think who is as dumb and as incompetent as Biden is Vladimir Putin, who clearly is off the rails. And Biden, of course, has, due to his own stupidity, led into this situation. Let's start with one of the basic issues here. A lot of people say, oh, Biden's old and therefore he's losing a step or two because he's old. Hey, folks, I've known who Biden was for a long time. As I've reminded people, I grew up on the East Coast, and I always thought it was weird that a state like Delaware that was a fairly educated population would elect Joker Joe. And I still do not understand that. I don't know why they kept voting for him, given his incompetence, given that he was caught lying when he attempted to run for the presidency back some years ago. And it's just a bizarre situation in any particular universe. But the reality is he was stupid then, and he is stupid now. And as Forrest Gump says, stupid doesn't get better. So Biden inexplicably has just waived the tariffs on 350 Chinese goods. Now, these are goods that could be made in the United States. And in fact, it's estimated that by allowing China to produce goods with no penalty, just shipping subsidized things in here to ruin the American economy, that it has cost the American economy 3.7 million jobs. Now, the really serious question is why, when China is openly supporting Russia, would Biden relax tariffs against China right now? Why not wait, get things sorted out, and not reward China for supporting the war criminal Putin? Again, completely supporting our award of the Dunce Cap to Biden. Now, while most of the world is praying for regime change in Russia, because that's about the only thing that's going to fix the situation with war criminal Putin, Biden gives a speech and says, the guy's a butcher. We need to have a regime change in Russia. Now, while most of us are thinking that and praying for that, the reality is that the leader, or so-called leader of the free world, is not free to do that. And hilariously, 47 minutes later, his staff is out there rolling that one back. Oh, he didn't really mean it. And it gets better. He was interviewed more recently and said that no, he meant it when he said it. He didn't apologize for it. So that's all fine and good, Biden, but you're no president, and we're not really sure what the heck you're doing, but I pretty sure you don't know what you're doing either. And again, supporting our Dunce Cap Award. Biden gets better, folks. He's announced a new minimum tax for billionaires. And apparently this would be at least 20 billionaires out there. And I think, that's fine and good, but it ignores a lot of reality. First of all, the part of the proposal is to tax unrealized gains in stock holdings. Now, let me remind people that Facebook stock, which is now called Meta, dropped, and Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, lost $250 billion of market capitalization in one day. Now, the question is, if you're going to go into somebody's portfolio of unrealized gain, nobody's sold anything, and tax them on that. Well, if the next day the stock market drops, perhaps due to another idiotic statement or idiotic policy by Biden and his buddies in Washington, are we going to give that money back? Are we going to give the tax money back? How on earth are we going to do this, folks? This would be an accounting nightmare. And it's clearly not been thought through. But then again, why am I awarding this clown a dunce cap anyway? So it's really bizarre, but it's also based on a horrible and false narrative. It's 10% of the top earners in the United States, and that's people making 151,000 or more, pay more than 70% of all federal taxes. And the top 1%, that'd be those billionaires and multimillionaires, by themselves, those are people making at least $546,000 a year or more, pay nearly 40% of total tax collections by themselves. So this is a totally false narrative that the wealthy are not paying their fair share. And it's fascinating because at the same time, about half of the United States population is paying no tax. Furthermore, as the Biden administration has allowed 2 million illegals to flood through the southern border, most of the illegals are not paying taxes. Again, contrary to any narrative that you hear from the woke crowd in Washington and the wackos. And so what is happening is that these folks are either working under the table for cash because they're not allowed to work legally, or they're just sitting around sucking up freebies and government handouts and not working. So again, I certainly think everyone should pay their fair share. Hey, how about a minimum tax on everybody so that people, regardless of what they pretend their income is, pay a little bit into the kitty? I know I pay plenty into the kitty. And I think most of people listening or watching to our podcast and webcast would agree with that. So again, this is Dr. David D. Shine for Saving America, awarding the Dunce Cap Award to Joe, alleged President Biden. And if you've enjoyed this production today, please subscribe on your favorite platform.